Hello, it's Wednesday. Here are some orcs, right here. This is my kill team that I've been working on for on and off the last 2 weeks. And they're getting there, they're nearly done. All the hard bits are done. Well, I say the hard bits, all the batch painting bits have been done. So, this is following roughly the Bad Moons Orc video I did, but with some slight differences. And the exact colour recipe will be up on my Patreon by the time this video goes live. I'll just push these guys back and I will show you the mostly finished guy. So this is the first test boy I did. I did him mostly in batch with the rest of the kill team, but then one day I just decided, right, I'm going to finish someone so that I know what done looks like. And he's not completely done. This wristband hasn't been painted, for example. The glove hasn't been finished off. But that's mostly it. That's the only 2 bits that I missed by accident. And as you can see, I've gone with a kind of Evil Sons biker gang type look. This is in fact a war biker torso on some boys' legs. And he's carrying 2 sluggers, which I know you can't actually have, but it looked boss. So that's what I gave him. He just counts as a commando in the kill team roster, and I don't think anyone's gonna hold me to modelling for advantage or anything like that with this. So all the skin, all the faces, done as per the Bad Moons Boy recipes. The only things that are different are all of the clothes. So the shirt, the pants, the boots, they're different. And the guns. The guns, red is dead simple. It's just Mephiston and Evil Sun Scarlet. Blended from one to other. If you've watched any of my videos in which I paint something bright red, then you'll have seen this before. Yeah, it's not a big secret. So this is what done looks like. I was going for a kind of Mad Max Fury Road War Boys type biker thing. I also had this old orc knob, which I painted about a year ago. Less than a year ago, actually. I think I painted him this year. And he was my reference point for the whole kill team, because I wanted to use him, because he didn't really fit in with the rest of my freebooters themed orc army. So I used his waistcoat here as a reference point, and with everything else kind of similar reference. Everyone else in the squad has been painted slightly different to this guy, because years gone by, I've changed my methods. I can't remember exactly how I painted this guy, but yeah, he's the base for the colour scheme. He's setting the tone. That's just a decal. I'm not that good at freehand. So the rest of the boys are at a stage where their torsos and legs are glued together, their heads and arms are blue tacked on, just for the look of the thing. Most of the faces are done, unless it's some extra bit of specific detail. So here's a guy that's just a face, teeth, lips, tongue, eyes, all of that stuff. All done, if they have those. And then this guy has goggles and a little, I've forgotten the word. Let's call it a handkerchief. Bandana? They got on top of your head though, right? I don't know. Comment below if you remember the word for this, because I don't. You can wear them in XCOM, I know that. Anyway, yeah, he's got goggles and a thing covering his face, so I've not painted those yet, because they're specific to this boy. But all of the boys have got their shirts done, the metal bits on their torsos and legs done, their pants are done, and their boots are done. And I just realised I've missed a strap on this guy's leg here. So he's not done. But the straps are all done exactly the same as the Bad Moons Boys tutorial. But say, things like this loincloth in here, Not done, because specific to this boy. Anything that is specific to a boy hasn't been done yet. I also haven't finished all of the weapons. So let's get the looter out. So this is kind of the furthest along gun that's not on a non-finished model. He's kind of... the blue tack softened overnight and he's now starting to go limp. So I painted this backpack because it was done the same way as I did the boots. But I've edge highlighted this guy's death gun and started to paint in some of the details on it. And then once all of the details are done, I will go through and I will weather it. And just pull that off. So this is the furthest along, and was probably the most time-consuming piece to edge highlight, because I'm going for black, then edge highlighted, then slight amount of weathering on the guns, because I prefer that look on my orcs rather than just bare metal. And this is the furthest along of all the guns that is on a finished model, and so everything else needs to be brought up to this standard, and then the batch painting is basically done and the individual painting begins. So what I mean by that is, take this spanner, for example. I've done everything up to the point of batch painting on him, but he's got a massive backpack with his tools in. He's got this whole gubbins on his head. He's got some armor plating on his body, this big wrist armor gauntlet thing going on there. Bracer there. There's a lot of individual bits on these orcs, because they aren't just orc boys, they're a full kill team. They're lots of different models. You know, I've got an old burner boy here, built out of my bits box. His gloves painted the same way as his boots, and that backpack. Not entirely sure how to do this tank on the back here. It's currently just black. Maybe I'll put some checks on it or something, but still not fully sure. I've never really figured out how to paint the burner boy backpacks effectively and make them look good. I'm going to have to Google some reference for that. So yeah, this is the state they're in. All of the batch painting is mostly done, and we're now down to just individual bits, which are pretty unique to everyone. You know, once the weapons are all edge highlighted, that's it. It's all individual stuff. I mean, I guess I've got the grots to do as well, who've got all the way up to their faces done. Like, you know, this Forge World grot here. Quite characterful, the little grots. This guy was easy. He doesn't have any of his face features apart from a nose and his eyes visible. So that's the state we're at with the Ork kill team. I hope to have it ready before Saturday, but it might not be. Be aware, it's not a full painting tutorial, it's more project vlog as I go through it. I will be doing updates and talking about specific challenges and things that I've been doing in the order of operations in which I paint something big like this. So you can see how I paint a large squad of stuff. It's mostly because I wanted an Ork kill team, and now I will have one. So what else this week? We've got Speed Freaks arriving soon, which I'm looking forward to, but will basically make me broke, because it's, what, 90 quid? 80, 75 quid with discounts from my local game store. And yeah, that's gonna wipe me out, basically, for the next couple of months. I probably won't be getting any new models of any kind until January at this rate, at which point I'll be buying them with Christmas money or something. But I got the 500th store anniversary models. This Bladegeist is, in my opinion, the best of the two models. It is such a characterful model. It's got so much movement in it. You can absolutely see it's just a whoosh. It's such a nice sculpt. Way nicer than the Space Marine, I think. I haven't seen the other Bladegeists from Soul Wars or whatever, wherever you get them. They just sold on their own? I can't remember. But it was only 2 pieces. It was just this bit here, and then this bit of cloak here. You can see the seam line kind of there. 2 bits, that's it. Required very minimal cleanup. And it was actually push fit. You could have just push fit it together and it would have been fine. I'm glued it and I'm going to green stuff over this gap. I'm going to paint it up and it's going to be a nice little model. And I don't have a Nighthaunt's army, but I do have, you know, this stuff from Nightvault. Maybe he'll replace one of the Nightvault models. Maybe it can be, I don't know. No, there's no one that can really replace us there. It's just a cool model. I really, really like it, and I much prefer this. I might spend a bit more time on this than I would on a regular Nighthaunt. I also got the Lieutenant, but I also picked up some Easy Fit Reavers. So I haven't drilled the barrels on their pistols yet. Indeed, these guys are just push fit together at the moment. But this is because I'm going to be using these guys to flesh out my existing 5-man intercessor squad that's painted in the Raptors colour scheme. There was a video for it, for that colour scheme right there. It's one of my older ones before I talked. So I'm going to be using these guys to flesh out that kill team. So I've got some scouts and fast-moving combat people in the kill team. I know they'll struggle because Space Marines always struggle in kill team. But then I've just assembled the Lieutenant to this point here, and then all the rest of his bits. Did you know he comes on a 40mm base? That, you know, I was really small base. He could easily fit on a 32. Easily. But for some reason, 40mm base. I was really surprised by that. Don't know what the deal with that was at all. But yeah, Stalker Bolt, Mastercraft Stalker Bolt gun. It seemed like the most sensible choice for a commander for a Raptors kill team. So I don't have the commander's expansion. I'm basically just waiting until the knowledge of the commander's expansion filters through the internet until I find out what it's all about. But my general theory is that if I was going to take a commander for a Raptors kill team, he would have a Stalker Bolt rifle. And so this model is perfect for that. He even has an Auspex on his belt, which is great. This guy just screams Raptors. If you are a Raptors fan and you missed out on this model, then sorry. You missed out on an absolutely cracking Lieutenant for your Space Marine force, for your Raptors. You should have got it. You should have got 2. It's even got a marksmanship honor. It's almost like it was specifically sculpted for the Raptors chapter. And the helmet's really nice too. So yeah, he's just in bits at the moment. Backpack. Even the bolt pistol holster was separate, which was surprising. And you got some cheeky little decals, which I'm not going to use. So yeah, I don't know how many points that'll be for my kill team. I think it's 125 with the Reavers and all 5 intercessors in the kill team. So I don't know how many points the Lieutenant's going to be, and how much I can upgrade him. But if it's less than 75 points, then I will need to put something else into my Raptors kill team. And there's no other Primaris models you can put into a kill team just yet. It would be really, really nice if you could have an Aggressor. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Or, you know, a Hellblaster. That would be good. Space Marines could really use Hellblasters in their kill teams, so long as they were limited to, like, 1 or something. Because, you know, then you just take 5 Hellblasters and be done with it. But yeah. So, I don't want to use the Scout, Space Marine Scouts, because Space Marine Scouts kit is so old and so ugly. I don't want to use it. I might be able to convert a Imperial Guard Scion up into being a scout, but ultimately I would prefer to keep it as Primaris models, and there's nothing much. I guess I could add a couple more intercessors from the Easy Build Intercessors kit. One of them's carrying an Auspex. I could actually just give him an Auspex. It's a handy little, 1 point upgrade or something? 5 point upgrade? I don't remember. But it's, yeah. Maybe I'll pick that up if it's not enough points, but it all depends upon how many points a lieutenant with mastercrafted Stalker bolt rifle and enough stuff to make him sufficiently force multiplier-y for my intercessors at the back of the board, or whatever holding objective. Because I prefer to think if he's going to have a mastercrafted Stalker bolt rifle, he's not going to be moving around too much, and he's mostly going to be there to buff a couple of nearby intercessors holding an important objective, rather than going out there and smashing face. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how many points he is, but it may mean I have to get some more intercessors. If you want me to redo the Raptors video, then you should get your bum on Patreon and message me and leave a comment on there, because, request it, basically, if you want an updated version. But the only update would be that I would be talking over it, and the camera angles would be slightly better, because it was made back in the days when I was putting my camera on a tripod rather than having my camera on a big swing arm. So the camera was a bit further away. So if I redid it, it would probably be on one of these guys rather than an actual intercessor. And that's pretty much it. Mostly in a holding pattern, waiting for speed freaks. Painting a lot of orcs. This big kill team's taken me a while. But it's only been taking me a while, not because each individual model's taking a long time to paint. I mean, they do. It's like 2 to 2.5 hours. 3 on some of the bigger ones, like the Looter and the Burner. And the Spanner. But, there's still 12 models, and 12 times 3 is 36, so it's still 36 hours minimum worth of work to get this kill team painted, and I only get to paint maybe 4 to 5 hours a week. So I've been cracking on. Any spare moment I've had, I've been painting this kill team. And they're very time consuming. Any other news? Yes, other news. I'm broke right now. This is just fact. I need to get this model painted and finished, and a Commissar painted and finished. And where is it? Is it around? There he is. And this guy painted, who goes on the top of one of my Sentinels. I need to get all of those painted so that I can sell my Imperial Guard army, because I'm completely broke at the moment. I don't want to talk about money stuff on my YouTube channel, but it's the way it is. Being an independent video games designer, developer, doesn't pay very much at all. Indeed, income from that has dropped down to the point where it's almost reached parity with the income from YouTube and Patreon combined. And that's not enough to live on in the UK. So, yeah, I'm broke, so I'm thinking of opening commissions. It would be single figures and small squads only. So I'm not going to paint your army. I'm not going to paint a mob of 30 orc boys. But I might paint, like, a squad of 5 models. It's things that I can actually fit into my schedule. Whatever it is, it's taking time away from making my video game. But at this point, money from painting a commission would be more immediate than any money made from that video game. And I could use the money. So if you're interested in commissioning me to paint something, it basically runs out to about 20 quid an hour, because there are taxes and so on. You'll see in the breakdown. There's taxes to pay and supplies to buy and all sorts of stuff, and it's £20 an hour based on my estimate, and my actual estimates are usually under what the amount of time I actually spend painting, so that's how it works. So if I say it takes 2 hours to paint a model, that's 40 quid. It'll probably actually take me about 5 to 6 hours to paint it when I've got everything down, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist even with commissions. So the actual amount of time I spend painting it will probably go up and will be more than I quote, but I start out at a higher value. But it also covers things like paintbrushes, paints, consumables, and a large chunk of it is just income tax. And the fact that I'm probably only going to be painting about 1 commission a month. It just needs to help prop up my income a bit. I won't make YouTube videos like tutorials off the commissions, but I will include them in work in progress updates like this one. So yeah, if you're interested in that, my email address where you can contact me is in the About section on the channel page. You can contact me there. Again, small squads, single figures. If you want a single figure to display standard, then specify. If you just want a single figure to tabletop standard, that's also fine. My card filled up. It was full. Yes, commissions. If you just want a single figure painted to display standard, that could be like anywhere between 8 and 15 hours, depending upon the figure. General infantry size stuff, like the stuff you see me paint on my channel, I usually spend 2 to 3 hours per model on it. If you want a Warhammer Underworld warband painted in one of the colour schemes that I've done tutorials for, then yeah, those are generally 2 to 3 hours per figure. Some of them are slightly faster than others. I usually spend about 4 to 5 hours painting the unit leader because they're so much different to everyone else usually. But contact me, I'll give you a quote, and if you're not scared off by it, then we can go forwards with that. But I'm not going to have enough time to do lots of them because I still have to work on my video game, because I want to get it finished at some point in my lifetime. And I have YouTube content to keep making that I'm committed to making for my patrons. But yeah, I need some extra cash. Also because Christmas is coming up. But if you would like me to paint something for you, then get in touch and we'll see if we can work something out. But yeah, I'm not going to paint your army for you because that's not what I do. I have one standard and I paint to it. That's it. I'm not going to give myself a really horrible time by trying to paint 50 Space Marines to tabletop standard, 3 colours and a dip. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. You want to do that? Do it yourself. I paint a nice standard. That's my Rob standard. Rob paints model standard. This standard, for example. You want a nice squad of knobs? I'll paint you a nice squad of knobs. Yeah, things like that. You want a nice little centerpiece unit? I will paint that for you. But yeah, get in touch, and we'll chat. And that's it. Oh, I've got some stuff coming up. Green Stuff World sent me through a bunch of stuff, which I'm in the midst of trying out before I review it. They sent me some of these weathering sticks, which is secretly just a piece of foam inside a piece of tube. I actually don't know how much is inside here, but it seems to be quite a lot because as I pull on this end doesn't get any shorter. It's so far quite good, actually. I've been using them for weathering the Orks, and this small one is actually really, really good. The tube gives you, it's kind of weird. As you press down, it pushes against the tube, which kind of stops it going back up, actually gives you a little bit of decent control over it, over the application of the sponging paint. It's been working out slightly nicer than just using a piece of sponge. I mean, I don't know how much these cost at the moment, I haven't looked it up. They'll probably appear right there. But so far I'm liking them. And my current supply of foam has been running out. I don't want to remove any more from my pluck cases because they're basically all plucked out, and I've used it to paint with rather than actually to protect models in my carry cases. And these days I just stuff my carry cases full of packing peanuts whenever I have to take a model anywhere. So yeah, I'm trying this stuff out, and I've got a big box of stuff that they sent me to review. That stuff will be making its way onto the channel over the next few weeks as and when I get round to it. There's a large amount of paints. They sent me some of their colour shift paints and some other stuff. They sent me some of their base rolling pins to do a giveaway on the channel with. I'm going to do a video where I review and show you how to use one of them, and then at the end of that video there'll be details for the giveaway, but I'm not sure when that's going to show up yet. Not too long from now. They sent me a science fiction one and a Celtic ruins type one to try out. They feel really nice, but I haven't actually done anything other than just look at them so far. Too busy at the moment. So yeah, a bunch of stuff from Green Stuff World they sent me to review. Most of it seems pretty good, first impressions. And that's it. Speed Freaks unboxing on Saturday, assuming it arrives in time. And then I will be, assuming that I've painted and finished my kill team by the time that arrives, I'll be painting the custom booster blaster. Yes, the custom booster blaster. I will be painting one of the two vehicles in the box as a Blood Axe's vehicles, and it'll be done in a kind of desert camo scheme. So good for you Imperial Guard players out there as well who want to do a desert camo scheme, because I'll be showing you how to do that. You can apply it, the exact same methods that I use in that, to painting any tank or vehicle with a desert camo scheme. But I will also be orking it up with plenty of weathering for that. So yeah, that will be showing up on Saturday. I will try and do the unboxing the same day. I will only be assembling and showing you the big vehicle kits, and they probably won't be fully assembled because there'll probably be some sub-assemblies I'll want to paint them in. Yeah, I'll be showing you the big vehicle kits, but not the Warbikers, because they're just Warbikers. It's the same old Warbikers kit, just in different coloured plastics, so I'm not going to bother with those in the unboxing. I'm just going to be showing you the big vehicles. And then after that, we're basically down to working our way through all of the Nightbolt releases and what remains of the Shadespire releases. So Rigor's Fiends, Fireslayers, the Nighthaunt Spooky Ghosts, the Curse Breakers, who I think might not get a video for them full selves because I've done enough Stormcast Eternal videos now. I might do specific bits on them, but I'm probably going to try and paint them up for a Golden Demon entry because I quite like them, the casts. And then I'll have at some point a video on Zarbag's Gits and the Eyes of the Nine, and there may be a squig video earlier than the rest of Zarbag's Gits because I like painting squigs. And there may also be a Brimstone Horrors video. That's the right way around. There may also be a Brimstone Horrors video before the rest of Eyes of the Nine because they're so easy to paint. And they're kind of cute. So keep an eye on Patreon for those, because if they show up, they'll show up, maybe months in advance of when they actually go live on YouTube. And that's it. Yeah. Comment below with anything you'd like to see me paint or any suggestions for video topics, anything you'd like me to cover. I'm considering doing a video on the 3 most common ways to do weathering and paint chipping on vehicles, / also Space Marines, I guess it would apply to them, as a kind of techniques video. Let me know if you're interested in that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Update over. please click that like button, ring the bell for notifications. It's over there, somewhere down there. I don't know, depends where you're watching. Yeah, and you can subscribe to the channel over there. You can check out my Patreon there, which all Patreon stuff helps me very muchly. Supporting the channel, buying models and painting supplies and things like that. Mostly buying models. There's another video you can watch there. My social medias are there. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.